Good evening and welcome to the 6th Annual Willco Award sponsored by Walker Chevrolet. I'm Darren Joines, Williamson County Schools Athletic Director, and I'm proud to be here with my co-host, Tate Matthews. Tate, welcome and thank you for being here.
Glad to be here. The Willco is one of my favorite events, if not favorite event of every school year, and I'm glad to be here and excited to honor these young ladies and men that are very well deserving of being mentioned and talked about this evening.
Little different setup, obviously, this year.
Yes.
Our spring sports were canceled. We're going to have a very special tribute to our spring sports athletes at the end of this program. Obviously, we can't gather in a large crowd, but our ESPY-like event that we've had for the last, again, this is the 6th year, had to look a little different tonight, Tate.
It does, but I think you did a great job. I love the setup and branding on point as usual. That is one. That is something that you learned from your predecessor very well. It was something you already did a very good job of, but looks great. I think you all nailed it.
Along with Brock Daly and Walker Chevrolet, who are just such great sponsors of not only this event, but the conference in general, we're going to thank some sponsors as we progress tonight. Starting off with John Street and Street Tuxedo. Thank you, Mr. Street, for outfitting us tonight. Always outfits the young ladies and young men for the red carpet event. Unfortunately, it's just us tonight, Tate, and how do you think he did?
I think they, as usual, they did not disappoint, and John and his father Mark and sister Rachel, they're such great friends of Williamson County School Systems. But yes, you know John must be pretty good at what he does, get me to wear a white jacket 2 years in a row. But he's the expert, and I appreciate them doing it. But they are just such a great family. And I tell you, that's one thing that I've missed is watching John's father, Mark. He loved the Willcos, man. He had a smile on his face watching all the men and women come in, and it was something that he took a lot of pride in. So you're right. Great partners.
And then we hope, our plan is, this is the first annual and last annual virtual Willcos, right?
Hopefully.
We'd also like to thank the folks at WCTV who are bringing this event to you tonight. Producer Creed Henderson and his staff. We got Heather. We got Lance. We've got intern Luke. We've got former intern Michael, who's not an intern now. And I guess Lance is a former intern as well, right?
Yes. Creed's a former intern.
Oh, Creed is?
I think so, isn't it?
Wow. You learn something every time we have a show.
Good group. They make us look good every week.
They do, and they not only for tonight's event, but our Sports Connection every week, as well as our coaches show. So we certainly appreciate them. I want to give a shout out to Tate Matthews, Team Sports, and Adidas, not only outfitting our teams, making them look so great throughout the year, but also your participation in these kind of events. And, by the way, we've got our Adidas kicks on tonight. I've got the Court Supremes on, and you have the Advantage, right?
Advantage Cloud Foam.
Oh, the Cloud Foams.
Yeah. Well, the Advantage Cloud Foam technology.
I'm with you.
And keeping my feet. They're very comfortable. I think we could win a doubles match in these shoes. Maybe.
Look out, Stan Smith.
Yes.
Right?
With our little throwback mention to the red carpet show last year with our Prince graphite rackets.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yes.
And Carrie Goodwin, who hopefully is watching this event tonight, she's normally with us on the red carpet. She'll be back again next year. I've already got her penciled in, committed, contract signed, so we'll see Carrie next year for that part of the show as well. Also tonight, Copy Solutions, again, another sponsor for the conference. Everybody out there is vying for those special glass trophies presented by Copy Solutions. And all the finalists will receive, Tate, one of our finalist coins. And I know that's very special to our athletes as well.
It is really neat for especially the athletes that have been here more than 1 year. They've got a collection of them, and you're right. It's something that they look forward to, and it's something when you see it, you know what it is. You know, that's a big deal to have it. Only 4 in each category. That's pretty strong.
Tate, you may not know this, but been getting a lot of shout-outs, whether it be from emails or Twitter. We've got some folks who are having watch parties tonight. I know Chris Ladd there at Nowensville. They've got a couple of teams that are actually enjoying a watch party. Coach Shelton, I think, is involved in that, and Coach Young. So we're glad you guys can be with us. Next year it'll be live and in person, but I thought that was pretty neat that that's happening.
I think it's a great idea, and what a great sense of community. And I think it goes to show how important this is, and so I'm glad they're getting together, and I hate that we can't be together live at the factory, which what a great venue for that, right there in the heart of Franklin. Everything about it was so good. But yes, I think that's great, and it's something that they should celebrate, because their seasons were, without a doubt, worth celebrating.
Speaking of which, Tate, let's talk about some of those teams. Several team and individual championships in WCS this past season. And keeping in mind, we didn't even play those spring sports, right? So still a lot to celebrate. So why don't you talk a little bit about our team state champions?
Well, remember, we didn't get to finish our spring seasons. So off to a red hot start, like we normally are in the fall with our state championship teams. We'll start off with the Franklin boys golf team. First team state championship under Coach Whipple, led by 2 Willco Award finalists.
Wow.
Jack Morris and Jack Wilcox.
That's strong right there, Tate.
That's very strong. And I would say that's probably accurate, considering they won the AAA
Definitely.
State tournament. I think tied with Science Hill going into day 2. And you've been to the golf state championships. It's not easy. And to get up there and win that, and especially at Franklin. Coach Whipple, I think this is his 7th, 8th year as the golf coach at Franklin. He moonlights as a head baseball coach on the side, and what a great job he's done with that program. But that was a big state championship for Franklin. Volleyball, I've got a real surprise here. Brentwood won the AAA state championship in volleyball. But really, in all seriousness, 7th straight state championship, 15th overall.
Wow.
For Coach Campbell and the Brentwood Bruins. And I know you did some digging on some stats. It's really, you think you understand what a dynasty that thing has become, but really it's even more impressive than you'd think. I believe Gary Rankin has 15 state championships as the head football coach at Riverdale and Alcoa. I believe Don Frudenthal's around 13 to 15 in softball, and then there's Coach Campbell, and it doesn't look like she's slowing down anytime soon. But 15th overall in the nation. Piper Drazik was the MVP. I think being the MVP of the state tournament is a big deal anyways. But as a Brentwood High player, I mean, that really puts her up in a list of great players. But let's talk about Coach Campbell for a second. 32 seasons as the head coach of Brentwood, Coach. 15 state championships, 7 runner-up trophies. 7 runner-up trophies.
So most people, they would display those 7 runner-up trophies. She probably doesn't even have them.
Probably doesn't know where they are. But I'm glad you said that. I think that's the most important stat of all those stats. 854 winning percentage, 1,728 wins to 295 losses. She's been the head coach for 32 years. I don't think the program was real good when she took over. 27 out of 32 years she's been to the state tournament. It's unbelievable.
What an impressive stat. And then we had the new kids on the block.
New kids on the block.
Another state champion.
Nolensville, the Lady Knights, win the state championship. And AA, Coach Young, Brett Young, first-year head coach of the Nolensville Knights. Obviously, he coached all these young ladies at Mill Creek. But first-year head coach, they win the state championship. And a lot of people going in thought, great that they got to the tournament, but no way they'll win it. Well, the Lady Knights didn't have any of that. They win. Coach Young's daughter, Avery Young, is the MVP of the tournament. Oh, by the way, she's a sophomore. No seniors on the team.
And they beat a powerhouse in the championship.
Without a doubt.
Portland High School.
Portland High School, who had won it a couple of years before.
Right.
And I believe had beaten, well, they had to fight their way back through. But so what a great win there. So now we've got 2 volleyball state champions. And then Ravenwood Girls Soccer, Brandon Mead, another first-year head coach. Ravenwood wins the state championship against, in the state championship game,
Brentwood High School.
Brentwood High School, who had beat them in the regular season, district championship, region championship, and then Ravenwood wins in the state championship. What an unbelievable year for them. So right there in the fall, 4 state champions. Pretty impressive.
Let's talk about our individual state champions now. 3 total in cross country. By the way, she's a freshman, and she's a Willco finalist. Alyssa Andrea, Fairview High School. In wrestling, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Skylar Coffey and Johnny McFeldhacker, both state champions for Brentwood High School. Great job by those guys, too.
Great job by those guys. Skylar Coffey, one of the top wrestlers in the country. I was thinking about it on the way over here. He won the state championship at heavyweight. He lost no matches. We've talked about it a lot on this show. Got disqualified in a match in a tournament in Alabama for a illegal slam. We're not counting it. He lost no matches. He wrestled the heavyweight class, which is you can be 285 pounds. Skylar wrestled the season at 245 pounds and dominated the classification. Pinned his way through the state tournament. What an unbelievable year for him. Multi-sport athlete. He's also more than likely would have won the shot put in the discus at the state track meet. And Johnny Mack, what an unbelievable year he had at 195. And, watching him, that was so neat. He's known since he could crawl, he wanted to be a wrestler. And to see his high school career culminate with a state championship was just a really neat deal. And we saw on the video, I believe Charles Pulliam did it, of his dad down on the mat hugging him afterwards. It was just a great story. And Alyssa Andrea, a freshman state champion, 3.1 miles. She's running against 18-year-olds. That's unbelievable. Congratulations.
State runner-up teams, we had 7 total. Brentwood girls cross country, Brentwood soccer that you mentioned before, girls soccer, Nolensville girls soccer, Ravenwood and Summit football, and then how about this one? Fairview, and it's only a matter of time before they lock up a state championship in duels and the individual wrestling tournament. So congratulations to Coach Derrick and those young men as well. Girls basketball, again, we mentioned Coach Ladd and his team with the watch party here tonight. Final Four, and Coach, we're going to just say state champion, right, Tate? Why not?
Good with me. I don't know who was going to beat them. I think they had as good a shot as anybody.
I think that semifinal was going to be the championship, to be honest, them and Macon County. So anyway, state runner-up individuals, Lee Walters, Page Cross Country, Riley Bennett, Fairview Wrestling, and then Riley Lippincott and Cole Dorset, both of Nolensville. Great year, and I'm telling you, too bad we didn't get the spring in, or we'd have a lot more names to be reading.
I think without a doubt.
And teams.
And teams, correct. We usually are really good at boys soccer. We're really good at track and field. Got some great baseball players, and our softball programs were really poised to have a great spring as well. So,
and we're not too shabby in tennis.
I'd say we're pretty good.
Tate, it's now time to start recognizing our award winners tonight. I do want to mention our annual Directors Cup, which we keep up with how each team and each individual actually competes during the year. Obviously, we didn't get to finish that. There's some Coaches of the Year and Teams of the Year awards that we're not going to present this year because it's not really fair to our spring sports. So unfortunately, some awards won't be given out. I did want to mention, though, you know how I love the multi-sport athlete. We're talking about teams and individuals.
Yes, sir.
Brentwood High School, once again, Coach Blair, the athletic director out there, Kevin Kydell, the principal, I know they're proud of this. Number 1 in the state in terms of number of athletes who actually compete in more than one sport. I think, personally, it's the reason they dominate the Directors Cup in the large school division.
I agree. I think it's important on so many levels, and it's something that you mentioned they are very proud of, and they should be very proud of it. And you're right. And I think there's a couple of things that go into that, but the number one thing is the coaches over there support each other. You know, you won't go to a basketball game and not find Coach Crawford there. He's at baseball games. You see Coach Powell at girls basketball games, and it's so fun to watch them share. And I think that, you know, as a father of a, hard to believe I'm saying this, a son going into college now, you lived it for 20 plus years. There's nothing like the relationships that are built in the locker room. Doesn't matter if it's a boys team or a girls team. There's nothing like the relationships built in the locker room. And I believe the more locker rooms you're in, I think the better off you are. And so you're right, Brentwood High, it's not a coincidence that they dominate the Directors Cup championship and they're multi-sport athletes. As we mentioned, Skylar Coffey, best wrestler in the country. What does he do? He goes out and he contributes to track. Oh, they're state champions in track as well.
Nolensville High School, following sort of the same suit, they've got a lot of multi-sport athletes too. I did want to mention our athletic directors and principals for each school because they do so much to promote athletics here in our district. Brentwood High School, Joe Blair and Kevin Kydell. Again, athletic director, principal of these schools. Centennial, Matt Kreisky, Megan Sanders. Fairview, Ricky Jones and Kurt Jones. Franklin High School, Jay Johnson and Willie Dickerson. Independence, Mary Beth White, Nikki Patton. Nolensville, Zach Hudson and Bill Harlan. Page High School, Benji Gray, Shane Pantal. Ravenwood, Andy Elrod, Dr. Pam Vaden. And Summit High School, Chad Kirby and Sarah Lamb. They do a lot, and they mean a lot in terms of the performance of these individuals and teams.
They do a lot, and they're really servants, every single one of the people that you just mentioned, for their athletic departments. And I think that's one thing when Dr. Qualls got here, he really tried to give more merit and responsibility to the athletic director position. And then you've carried that on as your first year as the athletic director. And I you look around the state, and I don't see many that are like that. And if you'll never see the hours that these people that you just mentioned put in, but trust me, they're putting in a lot of hours to make sure that our young athletes have the best opportunity and experience that they can. And I think that it's a really cool deal.
Tate, what do you say we get started with these awards?
I think it'd be fun. There's 18 categories, finalists for each category, and I'm excited to acknowledge them. I think let's start with girls basketball will be the first category, and the finalists for the Willco for girls basketball player of the year, Grace Baird, Nolensville. Parker Leftwich, Nolensville. Amelia Osgood, Brentwood. And Delaney Truschel, Brentwood.
What a category, Tate.
Pretty strong.
You know, and the thing, and this is going to be the case with all these awards. You think about some of the young ladies who aren't on this list. Wilkin and Cochran are a couple that come to my mind.
Yes.
From Page High School. Only sophomores, so I think they'll be on this list in the future, but they're left off this list. It's tough enough, but you think about those young ladies that aren't here as well. It's
tough enough, and this is an individual award. It's not a team award, but I do think that it's fitting that the four finalists, two of them from Brentwood, two of them from Nolensville, those were the two that went to Murfreesboro for the state tournament, and all four of these young ladies could be the star by themselves. And you know, it's kind of funny with the Last Dance this past spring. You know, you got your Jordans and your Pippins, and you got to have them, and everybody on here can be a Jordan or a Pippen.
No doubt about it. And the Willco goes to Amelia Osgood, Brentwood High School. Very deserving, Tate.
Very deserving. And she's back.
I'm sure the coaches in the league are excited about that.
Next up is our boys basketball Willco. The finalists for the Willco for boys basketball of 2020, Bill Eads, Fairview. Rex Gaynor, Ravenwood. Reed Kemp, Franklin. And John Winley, Brentwood.
Another great category, Tate. You take a look at Bill Eads and what he meant to that program at Fairview, not only this year, but his entire career. I think that's maybe he's gone under the radar a little bit, but if you look at his stats, he shouldn't be under the radar. 18 points a game, 5 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 85% from the free throw line. You've got Rex Gaynor. Who do we want taking that three to end the game?
I'm going with Rex Gaynor.
Probably Rex Gaynor. Then you've got the All-State, All-District MVP, Reed Kemp from Franklin High School, and then Mr. Do-It-Everything for Brentwood, John Winley.
Again, tough category, and you're right, Bill Eads. He has been a part of the greatest 4 years in basketball history at Fairview, and he can play anywhere. And he is a guy, if you take him off that team, they've got problems. I think that's one of the biggest compliments you can have. Rex Gaynor, not the biggest guy on the court, but without a doubt, he always has the biggest heart on the court. Reed Kemp, the biggest shoes to fill, without a doubt, of anybody in the league, filling in for Reese Glover. And what does he do? He goes all-state and has an unbelievable year. And then John Winley, going to be a double-double guy. And what a great – a lot of people thought Brentwood were going to be down this year. Not so. John Winley had a big say in that.
And the Willco goes to Reed Kemp, Franklin High School.
That was a little extra special for you, isn't it?
Well, I don't know about that. Obviously, I have a relationship with Reed. Congratulations to him. Obviously, very well deserving. And like you were talking about before with Amelia Osgood, he'll be back next year.
They're both back next year.
Yeah.
Hey, good for us.
Right, very good for us. Our next category is girls bowling. Your finalists are Molly Austin, Brentwood; Sarah Garrett, Page; Maddie Ludwig, Franklin; Jaden Miller, Independence.
Coach, bowling, we've talked about it. It's tough to do. I love this category every year, and you look at these young ladies. Molly Austin, 2020 district champion, state qualifier, finished with 32nd overall, and she was the highest Willco finish. And that's with some people with 200 bowling averages. That's a game that you just have to be so mentally focused, in my opinion, because a bad frame on this level can kill you.
Now, I love how you use some proper bowling terminology there, a bad frame. That's good.
It is.
And by the way, I know you know this, but to show you how bowling is on the rise, the region championship teams, all four Williamson County schools, Franklin boys and girls, Brentwood boys, Page girls. So impressive how we're continuing to improve in bowling.
Well-rounded, and I think it's only going to continue to go up. And the Willco for Girls Bowler of the Year goes to Molly Austin, Brentwood High School.
Our next category is boys bowling. Your finalists are Drake Austin, Brentwood; Dawson Condor, Nolensville; Edward Lee, Ravenwood; and Frankie Negron, Centennial.
Again, Frankie Negron, 205 average. Drake Austin, 200 average. Edward Lee, 190 average. Tough category.
What's your average, Tate?
Well, the way we do it is
You don't use the bumpers, right? So it's
no bumpers.
No bumpers, okay.
Let's just say there is a penalty to be paid if you don't break 100. I'm just trying to break 100. How about you?
I'm going to go 105 just to up you a little bit.
But hey, and it's like we said, it's been fun to watch this. You see a lot of these athletes are multi-sport athletes, and they're getting into bowling to maybe they don't have a winter sport and taking it and run with it. And it's just really fun to watch because, like I said, you got to be a special cat to stay focused that long. And the Willco for boys bowling, Willco of the Year 2020, Frankie Negron, Centennial High School.
Let's take the opportunity to thank some more of our sponsors of the Williamson County Athletic Conference, WCS Athletics. Again, special shout out to Brock Daly and Walker Chevrolet for sponsoring this event and what they do during the year, but also Mafiosa's, GoFan, Chartwell Hospitality, Garth Bolden and the boys down at Gateway Tire, and Kings Bowl Tape, who we had that great show down at Kings Bowl, the after party for one of our basketball nights, right?
Rivalry Friday, that was
That's
so
right,
fun.
Rivalry Friday.
Kudos to you that was a great idea, great event, great venue, and really glad that we were able to do that. And I wanted to mention all of our sponsors are so important. Brock Daly and Walker Chevrolet. Not only are they the proud sponsor of the Willcos and so many other things, been here since the beginning. And that's really big.
It's really important too.
Let's go to girls cross country. You ready for that?
I'm ready.
All right. The finalists for the girls cross country Willco of the Year: Alyssa Andrea, Fairview; Miskana Araya, Ravenwood; Caitlin Vanderkolk, Brentwood; Lee Walters, Page;
Pretty strong group there, Tate. You look at Alyssa Andrea, whose brother, by the way, is a finalist as well. Matthew, state champion as a freshman. It's hard to compete with. A small school division. You look at the background there of Araya, second at the region championship, all-state performer. Caitlin Vanderkolk, fourth overall at the Mid-State Championship, third overall Division I in the region. And then Lee Walters. What a resume she has, not only this year, but in past years. A personal best of 17:34. She was the runner-up in the large school division, so another great category.
And I feel like she's been here since the beginning. Definitely a 3-year Willco finalist, probably a 4-year.
And the Willco goes to Lee Walters, Page High School.
Staying in cross country, our next category, boys cross country, finalist for the Willco of 2020, Matthew Andrea, Fairview. Brent Dassault, Centennial. Evan Guzman, Franklin. And Kevin Vanderkolk, Brentwood.
You know, same story here. Look at some of these things. Personal record of 16:20 with Brent Dassault. Finished 7th at the regionals. Evan Guzman, 17th best time in the state. 13th fastest senior in Tennessee. Kevin Vanderkolk, 5th overall at the Mid-State Championship. 6th place overall, TSSAA Division I Region 6. 14th TSSAA State Championship. The highest placing finisher for Williamson County.
Again, just like the girls, somebody who's really, really good is not going to, or 3 people that are really good, not going to win this. You look at Evan Guzman's personal record of 15:56. That's 3.1 miles. It's basically a 15-minute sprint.
We can't drive that fast.
I can't ride a bike that fast.
And the Willco goes to Kevin Vanderkolk, Brentwood High School. Our next category is football. In fact, the next 3 are football related. We'll start with football defense. Your finalists are Tim Koutras, Nolensville. Miles Dawson, Ravenwood. Jalen Herod, Summit. Zaire Howard, Brentwood.
What a tough category. And all 4 of these guys, the thing that I noticed about them the most, even more than the stats, when you talk to opposing coaches, who was the number 1 guy you had to watch for? Every single one of these guys mentioned, including Miles Dawson of Ravenwood. D lineman. You know, sometimes you wouldn't think that. That is the first name that the opposing coaches would say. We had to know where every one of these 4 guys were when we were game planning going into those games. And, you know, Tim Koutras, what more can be said? Without a doubt, if there's a two-way player, is there a two-way player award? I don't think there is. If there was in the state, he would win it.
Mr. Football, by the way.
Mr. Football, and well-deserving. First one since Bill Whittemore of Brentwood High School. You think of all the great football players we've had, and he's the first Mr. Football. But, you know, just led his team to the state semifinals for Nolensville. And then Miles Dawson, again, a D lineman, but a guy that was such a disruptive force. Double teams, you had to double team him at all times, sometimes triple team, and even still he would disrupt it. And on a, you know, just a very aggressive, great defense. Jalen Herod, Summit, the runner-up 5A team, middle linebacker, a guy who played from sideline to sideline, and just a young man who got better as his career got over 130 tackles. That's hard to do. They only played 15 games. And then Zaire Howard, Brentwood, another guy. You think of all the great linebackers in AAA, and he was the Defensive Player of the Year. So, tough category. You couldn't go wrong with any of them, but I know you enjoyed watching all 4 of them.
Well, and the thing you look at here, and this is really the case in a lot of these categories, the teams do well, and the individual accolades sort of follow. I think a lot of coaches believe that. Nolensville, deep run in the playoffs. Ravenwood and Summit, both state runner-up, and then Brentwood eliminated by Ravenwood.
Right.
So great seasons for those teams as well.
Yes. And the Willco for Defensive Player of the Year in football goes to Tim Koutras, Nolensville.
Our next Willco is Football Player of the Year offense. Your finalists are Cade Granzow, Brentwood; Andrew Mason, Ravenwood; Destin Wade, Summit; Cade Walker, Page.
3 quarterbacks and a wide receiver, 1 senior, 2 juniors, and a sophomore. And all of them do a little bit differently. And, we start off with Andrew Mason. What more can you say? Breaks the state TSSAA single touchdown receiving record against Pulaski Academy.
Yeah, you
with
think
7.
you think they're going to remember him?
I think they will remember him, without a doubt. It's funny, Coach Daniels told me he was on vacation and people saw the Raptor head. And, hey, didn't you all play Pulaski Academy? And I mean, it was unbelievable. He just touchdown after touchdown. You keep thinking, holy cow, how many are they going to let him get? And he had a lot to do with that. But, the 6A Offensive Player of the Year and going to Rice. And if there's a smile team, Andrew Mason's on it. What a great young man. Cade Granzow, co-offensive MVP. He's definitely, does it a little bit different than others. But when you talk about passing and running quarterbacks, especially with his size, and I can't wait to see what is in store in 2020 for him. Destin Wade, the puppy, sophomore. What does he do? Leads his team to the 5A state championship. And Cade Walker, who we talked a lot about too. What a great leader and a great field general at Page. All these young men are going to be – you don't replace anyone like this. You just fill in and you reload, but you can't replace any of these guys. And I had fun watching everybody in this category this year.
You know, what's interesting too, if you look at these young men, all leaders on their teams, the stats may be a little bit different based on style of play, but the thing that really stands out to me in watching these young men all year is that leadership they bring to their teams as well.
And the Willco for Football Offensive Player of the Year goes to Andrew Mason, Ravenwood High School.
Our next category is Football Player of the Year. Your finalists are Tim Koutras, Nolensville; Brian Garcia, Ravenwood; Keaton Wade, Summit; and Cade Walker, Page.
Well, let's start with Keaton Wade, the new one on defense. Obviously, the twin brother of Destin. And really, when you talk about two-way players, he would have been if there had been a two-way player of the year award, he'd have been my number 2 behind Tim Koutras. What a force he was from the linebacker position. Probably led the team in rushing, especially in the playoffs. And really, as a coach, you hear once you get to the playoffs, you're not sophomores anymore. And I think Destin Wade was the biggest picture of that. The way he played those 5 playoff games on both sides of the ball, unbelievable. And then the other newcomer.
Keaton Wade.
Keaton Wade.
Keaton Wade, okay, I thought you said Destin.
Oh, yes, his brother, Keaton.
Easy to get mixed up.
Correct.
Number 1, number 2, they look sort of alike.
A lot alike, yeah. Keaton's actually a little bit bigger. But what a great player. Brian Garcia, the other, the quarterback for Ravenwood, and just a guy, no matter what the score, which they weren't down much, anytime the ball is in his hands, you had to be, not a lot of people were on their phones in the stands when he had the ball because you knew there's a good chance you were going to miss something. You always felt like you had a chance as long as he had the ball in his hands. Could beat you with his arm, his feet, just so fun to watch the last 3 years. And then, as we mentioned, Tim Koutras of Nolensville and Cade Walker, really tough category.
We talked about Koutras and Walker a little bit because they were up for another award, but I did want to talk a little bit about Keaton Wade, again, dominant. To me, in the playoffs, what really stood out is how he dominated defensively. Really coming up big for them offensively as well, but defensively, I felt like he really dominated. And then Brian Garcia's got the gaudy stats, but again, a great leader. Easy to like that young man, just like the rest of these, but he's got this charismatic personality too that I think makes him really just an elite leader when it comes to football.
Right, and this award is for 2020, but 3-year starter, 34-7 as a starter.
Wow.
In 6A football, in the toughest division in the state, and 102 total touchdowns. He left Ravenwood High School with 102 total touchdowns. That's a lot.
Wow.
And the Willco for Football Player of the Year 2020 goes to Brian Garcia, Ravenwood High School.
I want to take some time to thank Mr. Matt Harris and the folks at Berry Farms Chiropractic for all they do for WCS, John Mayer and Mayer Builders as well. Again, along with Walker Chevrolet, these sponsors are so important to us in terms of what we do, not only for this particular event, but throughout the year as well.
Yeah, and both of them have been with us for a long, long time.
Which is important, by the way.
I think so, and I think it speaks a lot to the product that they are, which is what it is, the WCS Sports Conference product. They're proud to be representatives of it and partners with it. And it also kind of shows the people that they are. All these people that are involved in this, they like investing in young people. And I think that's a big deal. Our next category is girls golf. Your finalists for 2020 are Izzy Griggs, Franklin, Shelly Yang, Ravenwood, Gigi Powers, Brentwood, Taylor Qualls, Independence.
Tate, another great category for WCS. You take a look at Izzy Griggs, finished 14th at the state, a Milligan College signee. Shelly Yang, we're getting used to hearing that name in girls golf, placed third in the state. Average of 36.5, no mulligans, Tate. Gigi Powers, region championship, she tied for third. She was a state qualifier and tied for 20th. Then you've got Taylor. No, I'm not related, thank goodness, to Jeremy Qualls. Taylor Qualls from Independence, also a state qualifier.
Great category, great performers, and I've loved to see the growth of it that we've had here. And what a great sport for female athletes. And it's just been so fun in all of the female sports to watch, but I think golf even more. The difference that strength training has made in this game. And you're a golfer, but when these young ladies get up on that tee box now, that thing's getting ripped, and all of them can do it. And familiar names, Gigi Powers and Taylor and Shelly and Izzy, they've all been here before. Someone is winning a really good category here.
And the Willco goes to Shelly Yang, Ravenwood High School.
Our next category is Boys Golf Athlete of the Year. And your finalists are Nolan Griggs, Brentwood, Jack Morris, Franklin, Jack Wilcox, Franklin, and Clayton Williams, Fairview.
Another great category, this time boys golf. Nolan Griggs, Brentwood High School, tied for 5th at the district championship. He was a state qualifier where he finished 10th. Jack Morris and Jack Wilcox. Coach Whipple likes to say he calls them the law firm of Morris and Wilcox, and there's another, but those guys did a great job. Jack Morris, 36.5 average. He finishes 5th at the state. Jack Wilcox, 3rd at the state, and then Clayton Williams of Fairview, the region champion, and also his 3rd year at the state tournament. So strong category again for WCS.
Strong category. It's an individual and a team sport. How much does leading your team to a state championship weigh into an award like this, Coach Joins?
It's got to be a factor, right?
I think so.
It has to be a factor.
There is a team championship.
That's right. That individual accomplishment has to go back and be weighed for the individual championship as well, the individual award, that is.
And playing on very tough courses.
These aren't putt-putt courses.
This is not Maccabee Country Club.
And the Willco goes to Jack Morris, Franklin High School. Our next category is girls soccer. Your finalists are Victoria Case, Ravenwood; Kate Devine, Brentwood; Sydney Weinstein, Page; and Tristan Wepking, Nolensville.
Tough category. Ravenwood and Brentwood, as we mentioned, play in the state championship of AAA. And Kate Devine, I love this, goalkeeper. You always hear about the goal scorers, right? Here is a goalkeeper. 6 goals allowed. Now remember, they played in the state championship game. 6 goals against allowed in the entire season and preseason. You realize the gravity of that statement.
Absolutely. It's hard to lose
If they don't score.
when you don't give up a goal.
100%. Great job. And Victoria Case with Brentwood, really, she wasn't 2 goals, but 13 assists. That's almost an assist a game. And she was a Gatorade Player of the Year candidate. Sydney Weinstein Page signed with Chattanooga, another goalkeeper, 3-time district goalkeeper of the year. The job that Coach Clapp's done with the Page program. And then Nolensville, we keep seeing them mentioned, and you mentioned about Coach Shelton, but Tristan Wepking, 11A district, 2017 and 19, region MVP 2019. They were oh so close as well. All 4, like every category, very deserving.
Well, take a look at their teams. Ravenwood, as we mentioned, state champion. Brentwood, state runner-up to Ravenwood. And then Nolensville, state runner-up as well.
And I think one thing to mention about Tristan as well, did not play last year. ACL injury, recovering from that, comes back. What a great year. She definitely comeback player of the year, I would think, in soccer. So great category. And the Willco for girls soccer player of the year, Kate Devine, Brentwood High School.
Our next category is volleyball. Your finalists are Piper Drazik, Brentwood; Shay Eggleston, Brentwood; Lauren Starkey, Nolensville; Avery Young, Nolensville. We do okay in volleyball, don't we?
I'm not going to pretend to really understand this. I mean, I do. Shay Eggleston, career 1,693 kills. I would love to see, you know how they have the radar in baseball to see how fast Robert Hassel's pitch is? I would love to know the velocity of the ball when Shay Eggleston spikes that thing coming down. You got to get out of the way.
Yes, faster than it needs to be.
Unbelievable.
For you and I, that is.
Obviously, that family, her sister Logan, very good. But just so many accolades that she's won through her career. Piper Drazik is the MVP of the state championship team that Shay Eggleston is on. Lauren Stark, she was a junior along with Avery Young, a big part of the Nolensville State Championship team. She's back again next year. And then Avery Young, what does she do? She goes out and she wins the state tournament on the state championship team MVP. Both of them coming back. I know this is a category and a sport that we are so very, very proud of. I mean, we dominate volleyball.
Well, and you're talking about, again, state champions there, Drazik and Eggleston for Brentwood. Starkey and Young for Nolensville. I think it's the contrast in programs in terms of how old the programs are. But to me, it looks like that in 10 years, you start saying things about Nolensville that we're saying about Brentwood. I think that dominance could continue. Now, they're going to move up at some point, but I think they've got the program going there with Coach Young that it'll remain a powerhouse regardless of what class they're in.
That's the plan. He isn't going anywhere. And the Willco for Volleyball Player of the Year goes to Shea Eggleston, Brentwood High School.
Tate, let's take the time to talk about Williamson Medical and Bone and Joint. Special shout out to Jay Moore, who leads up our trainer program and what they do for our over 5,000 athletes, keeping them healthy. I wanted to shout out the trainers and the doctors who are assigned to those schools. For each school, we got Brentwood, Kayla Glenn, Dr. Scott Arthur, Centennial, Megan Wenger, Dr. Colin Looney, Fairview High School, Amanda Drury, Dr. Michael McNamara, Franklin, Alexis Board, Dr. Jeffrey Watson, Independence, Brandy Mangrum, Dr. Jeffrey Kutsakovich. You didn't think I would get that, did you?
Very good.
Nolensville, Matt Shoddock, and Dr. Todd Worth. Page, Verena Yan, Dr. Jim Fechtel, Ravenwood, Brittany Hillier, Dr. Ron Durr, and Summit High School, Tony Walukanis, and Dr. Ian Byram. Talk about what they do for our athletes, Tate.
Well, first, I think you mentioned Jay Moore. He kind of heads the whole thing up, and he does a great job. I think kind of like what we were talking about with the athletic directors. I think when you talk about these people, the word to me is servant. You know, I mean, they're always there. Their number one priority is your young people, your kids, and you know, as a coach, you did it a long time. Can't win. You were talking about soccer. You can't lose if they don't score. Well, you can't win games if your best players are sitting over on the sideline like you. And all of them, I mean, they love young people, and they love being a part of these teams. And the hours they put in are unbelievable, and some of the best of what they do.
And they not only take care of these athletes, this goes for the trainers and the doctors as well, but they're really into their teams too.
100%. I guarantee you, Brandy Mangrum is as big of an Independence fan. That's serious. That's serious talk there. But the other thing too is we talked about the relationships in the locker room. There's a lot of relationship building that goes on in the training room, right? And there are things that a lot of these trainers, they build relationships with these athletes. And there are things, I bet in your time at Franklin, right? There are things that some of these athletes will tell the trainers that they won't tell their coach. And it's another set of ears. And I mean, their value is, you really can't put a price tag on it.
No doubt. Thank you, Jay Moore, Williamson Medical, and the Bone and Joint Institute.
Our next category, it's a relatively new category in the state, but been a few years now in the Willcos. Girls wrestling. And your finalists are Skylar Bigsby, Independence. McKaylee Catlett, Independence. Annalise Dotson, Franklin. Taylor Sullivan, Independence.
You know, you talk about the job, Coach Grindstaff there at Independence, and I think he embraced it early on in terms of girls wrestling, said, hey, here's a way to build our program, a way to promote girls athletics is getting this wrestling program going. So you see three very deserving finalists from Independence High School, you know, the ones that stand out in terms of performance towards the end of the year. Catlett of Independence, 5th at the TSSAA state tournament. And then you look at Annalise Dodson's record, 23-8 overall, 1st at the Franklin Rebel Invitational, and the list goes on and on. And oh, by the way, of her 23 wins, 22 were pins.
What a great feeling that is.
That's Skylar Coffey-esque, right?
Yes, probably better. Close, but probably as far as pin ratio to wins. And I believe she won the first match in Franklin, only 2 years old, Franklin Lady Rebelette Wrestling program. She was the first winner. And then, like you said, she went on and she won a bunch more after that. And back to Independence, Coach Grindstaff was the first one to really, really embrace it and build this thing up. And you see that 3 of the 4 finalists are from Independence High School.
And the Willco goes to, in girls wrestling, Annalise Dotson, Franklin High School.
Our next category, Boys Wrestler of the Year, and your finalists are Alex Abels, Centennial; Riley Bennett, Fairview; Skylar Coffey, Brentwood; Johnny Mac Feldhacker, Brentwood.
So I want you to think about this. Someone's going to finish, I mean, we don't really have a 1st through 4th, right? But let's just say, for the sake of argument, we do have a 1st through 4th. Someone's going to get 4th, but no one finished worse than 3rd at the state championship. So you've got the 2 state champions, right, from Brentwood, Coffey and Mac Feldhacker, both state champions. Abels, Alex Abels, a Centennial, finishes 3rd. Riley Bennett, Fairview, runner-up. Very strong programs that they come from, and obviously great individual accomplishments this year as well.
That's right. As you mentioned, do you one better? There's going to be a state champion not win this award. And Riley Bennett, runner-up, state runner-up, both individual and on the team. And Alex Abels, Coach Pelkey, he's another guy that we talk about. You talk a lot about the program that they built there. He was really been the leader the past few years, and 3-time. Been to the state tournament every year, and 3rd place finish in the state championship. It's really at 152, which is one of the toughest weight classes. It's really, really tough to get on that podium, much less get in there in the top 3. And then Skylar Coffey, 2-time high school All-American, not all state, high school All-American, 2-time state champion at 2 different weight classes. And as we mentioned, this year wrestled in the heavyweight division at 245, giving up 40 pounds in a lot of matches, and he dominated.
Dominated. And the Willco goes to Skylar Coffey, Brentwood High School. Our next category is Cheerleader of the Year. Your finalists are Ashton Carteau, Ravenwood; Vivian Gust, Independence; Aaron Holder, Page; Mackenzie Kirby, Summit.
Some multi-sport athletes in here. Love to see that. Ashton Carteau, she is just an all-around athlete and a big part of what Ravenwood has done. Captain this year. Aaron Holder of Page, she's an NCAA All-American 4 years in a row. Not many people can say that.
That's pretty impressive.
That's right. Vivian Gust of Independence, UCA instructor, made the varsity football cheer all 4 years of her high school career, so 4-year letterman in that. And then Mackenzie Kirby, Coach Kirby's daughter. She's been the leader of the Summit program for years, going to MTSU. She's going to be cheering in college, and just a big part of that. Also going to be going to MTSU nursing. But no doubt, you can always walk in the room, and pretty soon you can figure out who's in charge. When you walk into the Summit cheer room, you knew who was in charge, and that was Mackenzie Kirby. She was definitely the leader.
Well, and I think we're past the point of we don't think that this is an athletic type of activity. This goes for cheer and dance. The athleticism is on display, no doubt. These are very much athletes, not only leaders in terms of spirit for their schools and the individual teams as well, in football and basketball where they do most of their work, but very much athletes as well.
Well, I would challenge anybody who thinks it's not. We would like to perform a back handspring for me, please.
Again, I love the use of the terminology.
Hey, man, I'm a cheerleading fan, Very much so. And again, the strength and conditioning has become a huge part of cheerleading. It's these young ladies are explosive athletes. And the Willco for Cheerleader of the Year goes to Mackenzie Kirby, Summit High School.
Our next category is dance. Your finalists are Kaylee Craig, Brentwood; Emily Fleming, Centennial; and E.D. Tisano, Ravenwood.
I love the dance team. They hype the games up, football, basketball, and the amount of time that they put in, they're dedicated, man. The choreography. I've seen some of your TikToks. I know it's hard. Can you imagine having to do a 3-minute dance routine? But all three of these.
All in sync, by the way.
That's exactly right. And well-rounded, but E.D. Tisano, that name's been there for quite a few years. Captain of the Ravenwood dance team, sideline team. I think they do a really good job. Always have. And then Kaylee Craig, co-captain of the Bruinettes dance team. There's a bunch of them. And Emily Fleming for Centennial. I love this category, and I love watching this sport grow in the conference.
Well, and again, the athleticism that's involved there, and then also the spirit for the school as well. So all very well deserving of being finalists.
That's right. And I love watching the smiles on their daddy's faces, because I assure you, the parents of these it's every bit as big.
Dance
a deal.
Dad.
Dance
That's
Dad.
where you get the T-shirts, right?
Hashtag Dance Dad. And the Willco for dance in 2020 goes to E.D. Tisano, Ravenwood High School.
Our final category of the night is a very special category. I know it means a lot to the WCTV folks. I think we've got some former winners back there as well who are helping out. We appreciate all the hard work that they do, these media students, but also the teachers as well. And I did want to give them a shout out. Ronnie Adcock of Brentwood, Ashley McKinney of Centennial High School, Bob King, Fairview, Kerry Thompson, Franklin High School, Matt Balzer, Independence, Brian Bass, Nolensville, Terry Flowers of Page High School, Megan Fee, Ravenwood, Patrick Nichols, Summit, and a guy who's been Mr. Willco the past several years along with the rest of these guys, but Shane Shoemake, who's now at Page Middle School.
Can't have this without having Shane Shoemake in there.
And I did want to mention too, Dr. Qualls, who sat in this seat for so many years, very involved in our CTE program as the director. I think is that the official title, director of CTE?
I believe CTE director, isn't it?
But he's done it. This is obviously a very special category for him as well. And Tate, we need to talk about Spring Tree Media as well, don't we?
Well, without a doubt, and real quickly, what has been so fun about the game day experience, the Willco's experience, has been getting to know these media teachers that you mentioned, and guys, I never cease to be amazed at the content that these teachers, along with their students, come out with all the game days. It's been so fun to watch. But you're right, Peter Vaquet and Jacob McDaniel, Spring Tree Media, been there since the beginning. I'll never forget, Dr. Qualls we're sitting in here doing Sports Connection. Hey, we're going to take this thing on the road. We're going to do a game day. And I can still remember pulling up to Page High School Fairview High School for the Battle of 840, thinking, oh my gosh, what? And when I pulled up and saw that stage, I couldn't believe it. I mean, now you're the host of it, and the hours that Peter and really Jacob put in to make sure that set looks as good as anything you see on TV. And there's nothing quite like it. There's no game day in high school anywhere like it, and they're a big part of it. None of it goes on without Jacob and Peter. And again, just two people that love the WCS Sports Conference.
We're speaking of media and the different packages we put out. We put out our media guides in the spring. We have our posters that we put out throughout the year. I want to give a shout out to Warren Riker of Summit High School, Hope Hickman, Melissa Estes of Franklin High School, and Michelle Work for their work on the media guides, the game day photo packages, all those things that we do that really make WCS and the sports conference very special.
100%. And the graphics, everything looks top notch, and the hours that Michelle Polk puts in taking pictures of her athletes. I mean, sometimes she's worked harder than the actual athletes on the court, really, and again, it takes all of them. And I've never one year have the media guide, the Willcos, the game days, any of it. Have you ever looked at it and not gone, that's first class?
collegiate level, no doubt.
Collegiate level, pro level, better than a lot. Hey, you and I have joked about it a lot. It's better than a lot of the stuff we're seeing on the collegiate level.
Yeah, it really is. Tate, tell us who our finalists are for Media Student of the Year.
Media Student of the Year, Justin Kadar, Summit. Joe Mina, Page. Reed Sellers, Franklin. Gabe Tiemann, Independence.
Wow, what a tough category. Very tough category. You look at the work that's not only going on there at Summit and Page High School. We talked about Patrick Nichols and their work with Justin there at Summit, and Joe Mina with Terry Flowers there at Page High School, but then also Reed Sellers at Franklin High School. I think in particular for him, when you think Franklin Media and Kerry Thompson and what they do at Franklin High School, you have to think Reed Sellers. He's got almost his own brand himself with doing these hype packages, doing a lot of, and the list goes on and on for him and the rest of these guys, but the things they've really volunteered to do to make athletics look so good when it comes to media. And then you take a look at Gabe Tiemann. Gabe and Reed was involved in this as well. They've got those nice scoreboards, video boards from Score Vision on their campuses, and a lot of that content comes from the work of Gabe Tiemann at Independence and Reed Sellers at Franklin High School. So a very competitive, tough category. And by the way, Dr. Qualls likes talking about this, the Outside the Lines initiative. You're talking about jobs. There are many career opportunities in these particular areas, and all 4 of these students will have an opportunity to continue past the high school level.
Like all of our categories, I'm very excited to see where all 4 of these young people end up, because it's going to be somewhere special.
And the Willco goes to, for Media Student of the Year, Gabe Tiemann, Independence High School. Tate, that's our final award of the night. It seems like this thing has gone pretty quickly. I did want to take the time to give a couple of shout outs before we leave. Mr. Jason Golden, our superintendent of school, Dr. Lee Webb, assistant superintendent of secondary schools. Let me tell you, they love athletics, and they understand that when you're talking about school, there's an entire program, right? There's the academic part, there's the student clubs and organizations part, there's the athletics part. They understand the importance and relevance of athletics, and I know as the athletic director, I certainly appreciate the work that they do, but them being so pro sports and pro student, that's very beneficial for our athletes in WCS.
Oh, I agree completely, and the neat thing, both of them are fans too. I mean, they're sports fans, and they are, trust me, they know what's going on in our athletic programs and are watching and are very proud of them. So you're right. I heard a guy I really trust not too long ago made a quote, and I never really thought about it that way, but I believe it. Players win games, administrations win championships. I thought that was well put.
That's pretty neat. The entire central office staff and really working here of the past year, we're a team as well. I appreciate them and how they are so supportive of athletics. Our Board of Education, we have many I know who are tuning in tonight. Sent an invite out, and I'm talking, they just kept responding that, hey, we're going to be there watching. So I know a lot of you guys are watching tonight. Appreciate you guys. Again, a shout out to Walker Chevrolet, Brock Daly, and what they do to put on this particular event, the game day events, and it just goes on and on what they do. Scott Shake, who works out there, Parker Grass, an intern out there at Walker Chevrolet. So we could go on and on about Walker Chevrolet and what they do. Well,
the bottom line is that without them, it's not possible. So, very much appreciated.
I did want to give a special shout out too, this being my first year as athletic director, to Dr. Jeremy Qualls. I know we give Dr. Qualls a hard time, whether it's in person or through our Sports Connection show each week, but I'm telling you, he is the mastermind and creator of this. When you're talking about the Willcos being a red carpet, top-notch, high school version of the ESPYs, he has to get credit for that. When you're talking about the game day activities that take place, the media guides, and really the focus on promoting athletics. Dr. Qualls is like the godfather of that, right?
Without a doubt, he was the pioneer, and he wasn't doctor when he first got here. He was Coach Qualls, Mr. Qualls, and then became doctor. But you're right, they were all his ideas, and the presence on Twitter, just, you know, everywhere you looked, because there were a lot of things to be proud about, but everywhere you looked, hey, WCS Sports Conference, and I thought that was a big thing too. That was his idea as well, you know. We are one. Now, yes, Summit wants to beat Independence, and Centennial wants to beat Franklin, and you dang sure wanted to beat everybody you played. But at the end of the day, we are one conference, and we all are shooting for one goal.
One conference, one
That's
goal.
That's right. And I want to say this too. I think when he got out, I think there were. I know I was one of them. Hey, there was only one person who needs to be his successor, and that was Darren Joins. You share a lot of the vision. You got to be a broad picture kind of guy, and you have that. And I think your first year, think about it, a heck of a year to pick it. But the way you've navigated all the obstacles, especially in the spring, that have been thrown your way. I know I talk to a lot of the coaches, and I hear, and I don't think you could have done a better job. So you get a passing grade on year one, and I can't wait to see how you've carried all this on and see you put your fingerprints on it. But it's very exciting times to be an athlete in Williamson County.
Well, I appreciate that, Tate. You know, promotion, I think, is a big part of this job. And it's hard to promote a poor product. We've got a great product in Williamson County. Congratulations to all the athletes who were finalists and even some of those that weren't. Obviously, congratulations to the winners. We're very proud of you. Again, over 5,000 athletes in WCS, obviously performing at a very high level. I do want to leave you tonight. We've got a very special video tribute. You're going to see a lot of the coaches in here. You're going to see some principals in here, some athletic directors. And in particular, we asked that they give a message for our spring sport athletes. You know, that's something we haven't talked about a lot tonight, but unfortunately, those guys didn't get to have their season. A lot of promising seasons were ahead. You feel so bad for those spring sport athletes who, you know, I think about, I mean, we've got the superstars, right? The Robert Hassels of the world who are going to continue to play. But I think about the senior who maybe didn't get a chance to play his or her entire career. They'd worked so hard in the off season, they had put in their time, and they were going to be big time contributors just this year for their team. And your heart just goes out to them.
You hurt for them, and you hurt for their families too. But I don't know what the plan is, but I know that it's something good. And these people, young people, I don't know when they realize it, but they've had to persevere through this, right? And they'll be better for it. And so, excited to see where they end up. But you're right. Hate that we didn't get to see it, but excited to see where they end up.
Tate, I appreciate you being here tonight. Again, congratulations to all the winners. Thank you for joining us for the 6th annual Willcos and the first and last, we hope, virtual Willcos, Tate.
Can't wait to see everybody at the factory next year.
Enjoy the video tribute. Thank you and good night. We appreciate you joining us for the annual Willco Awards.
Hey, this is Coach Butler, men's head soccer coach at Summit High School, and I'd like to just take a second to speak to our players and families. First off, I hope all of you are doing well and have found a way to stay positive and get better from this experience. I hope you've all found a way to slow down a little bit and realize that oftentimes there is more in moments of less. To my players, I hope you never take for granted what a privilege it is to be a high school student athlete. Life will be full of unexpected moments like this, but it will be how you react to those situations that will ultimately determine your character. So be resilient, keep going, stay motivated, have no regrets. Your season was taken away in the blink of an eye, but the relationships you have with your coaches and your teammates, they're still strong. To our seniors, you guys will be missed, and I greatly appreciate your dedication to our program. Stay safe, and I look forward to seeing all of you real soon.
Hey Cougars, it's Dr. Sanders. I just wanted to take time to say how incredibly proud we are of all of our scholar athletes. Each day, in and out of the classroom, on and off the court, you consistently display our 3 C's: courage, commitment, and character. Thank you for all of the leadership you provide to our school community. So tonight, I want to say thank you and acknowledge all of your hard work. We love you. We miss you. We'll see you soon. Go Cougs!
Hey guys, this is Coach Phillips at Fairview High School, home of the Yellow Jackets. I just wanted to take this time to say a special thank you to the seniors and the graduating class of 2020. Well, guys on the track team, y'all had tremendous leadership, and I thank you for that. I know y'all came out there and worked hard and you persevered throughout the entire season, and I just want to take this time to say thank you and go Jackets.
Hi, my name is Erica Powell, and I am the head softball coach at Brentwood High School. And I wanted to take a minute to shout out the seniors on this year's team. We have 3 seniors, Kaylee Bottoms, Elizabeth Laviolette, and Emma Corona. They are captains, they are great leaders, they are great people. You won't find 3 better people on any team. And losing this season this year, I think, has made us all gain a bigger appreciation for every time we step on the field, whether it's to practice or to play, and how much we love being around each other. And I just want to let our 3 seniors know that the legacy that they leave behind for Brentwood softball is one that's going to live on forever. And we also want them to know that we love them very much. Thank you.
Hey, this is Shelly Frank, tennis coach at Fairview High School. Just wanted to take a minute to say hi to my fantastic tennis team. You are a great group of hardworking student athletes, and I know the season didn't end like you expected, but I know you'll take those disappointments, and next year you'll come back even stronger. To my 2 seniors, Nicole Grayson and Riley McPherson, thank you for being such great leaders on our team, and can't wait to hear about all the amazing things you accomplish as you go off to college. Miss you all, and can't wait to get back on the court again soon.
Hello, I'm Brian Glazner, girls head basketball coach here at Independence High School. I'm here to recognize 3 of our seniors that we're losing to graduation this year. A.K. Davis, Lindsay Freeman, and Kayla Miller. These 3 ladies were instrumental in our rebuilding process here this year at Independence High School. You'll be sorely missed by the coaching staff and your teammates for your leadership on and off the floor, what the criteria it takes to be a Lady Eagles basketball player. I know you'll be successful in your endeavors in your next level, and again, you'll be sorely missed by your teammates for what you did for this program. And remember, once a Lady Eagle, always a Lady Eagle. Thank you, girls.
Hello, this is Coach Smith from Fairview High School men's soccer. Boys, I want to talk with our team about the challenges that we've faced this year. I know losing your season, specifically for you seniors, has been upsetting. However, it is how we respond to those challenges that matters the most. I've said this multiple times, play like this is your last game ever, because you don't know when it's going to come to an end. My message to you is to live life in the same manner. As you're leaving for college, and you kiss your mother goodbye, as you shake your dad's hand, or as you hug your siblings. We pray that there will be more of these opportunities, but we don't know what life will bring us. Make sure those that are important to you know that they are important. And as you leave Fairview this year and keep your eye on your future, remember where you come from, because you represent Fairview High School.
Hey Summit High School athletes, this is Sarah Leanne, the principal at Summit. I just want to let you know that we're really proud of you and your accomplishments throughout this school year. I know that there's a lot of time and effort that goes into each and every sport between the athletes, the parents, and the coaches. I want to give a special shout out to those spring sports that unfortunately had their season cut short. I know that you will go on to bigger and awesome things in the future. So we wish you the best of luck.
Hey guys, Mike Burgoyne here with Franklin High School Soccer. Just a quick message for our seniors. I know it's been tough the last couple months for you. I know how hard you guys have worked over the last 4 years to prepare for this senior season. I want to brag on you a little bit. Out of the 3 seasons that you've been able to compete, 2 regular season district titles, winning over 80% of your games with a state tournament appearance, also ranked in the top 5 in state each year. I know how disappointing this is for you because you had 9 starters returning for this senior season. We have 13 total seniors. Some of the things that I'm most proud of you guys for are not what you accomplished on the field, but what you've done off the field, what you've done in the classroom, and how you've represented your community. One of the things that I'll remember most about this senior group is the decision you made at the end of the preseason. We typically do some sort of team bonding activity, and this year our seniors chose an act of service, and we went to the Second Harvest Food Bank and we boxed up food for the needy. At that time in mid-February, we didn't know how everything would turn out, and I remember asking our supervisor at our table where this food would end up going, and she looked at me and she said, all this food is going to stay local. So we appreciate your service, seniors. We're going to miss you guys, and we know that you guys are going to do a lot of great things for the Franklin community in the future. And remember this, once a rebel, always a rebel. We love you guys.
Good afternoon. My name is Paul Gilbert, and I coach boys and girls tennis at Summit High School. And I just want to give a shout out to our 3 senior players this year. We have one boy senior. His name's Jacob Geitman. He's been a 4-year player. He was our #1 player this year, and Jacob was playing the best tennis of his Summit career, and I'm proud of him. And Haley Roach from the girls' side is a 4-year player also, and she has overcome a lot of obstacles, and she's persevered through the years, and I'm just proud that she was also playing her best tennis of her 4-year career before we got shut down recently. And then the last senior I want to recognize is Megan Kopitsky, who was a 1-year player, and I appreciate the sportsmanship and the great attitude she brought to the court. We're going to miss these 3 players next year. I wish them the best of luck as they go off to college next year. Thank you.
Hello, Raptor athletes. This is Pam Baden. On behalf of the faculty, staff, and the entire Ravenwood community, I would like to congratulate all of you on your amazing accomplishments on the athletic fields and courts this school year. We want you to know that we are so very appreciative of all the hard work and dedication you have for your teams in our school. I was always amazed and thankful for you representing Ravenwood with sportsmanship, class, and grace. We wish all of you luck in your sports and all of your future endeavors.
Hello, Willco Nation. Coach Bud from Brentwood High School. To all my student athletes, while it may be disappointing that you didn't have the opportunity to defend your state tennis titles, realize you're champions regardless. Your talent and work ethic are second to none. To my seniors, Brendan, Christopher, Charlie, Rohan, William, Sarah Kate, Evie, and Alexis, I'm going to miss your leadership and your enthusiasm. I know your futures are bright because I know you. You represent yourselves, your school, and your family well. Stay true to yourself and you will be successful. And always, go Bruins and God bless.
Hey Spartans, Coach Kirby here, 2020 Willco's. First of all, I want to say congratulations not only to the winners, but congratulations to all the nominees and really all the athletes this year. You know, the 2019-2020 season started out great for us at Summit. You know, football team having a great run. You know, falling a little bit short, but still an awesome team and very fun to watch. Then the girls basketball and boys basketball kind of continued that on with girls making it to the region for the first time in a few years. And then boys, you know, one step away from the state tournament. And, you know, it's exciting times. And then we move into spring and we kind of know what happened. There was a lot of excitement around a lot of our spring sports, and you know, it got cut short on us, and I really hate it for everyone. There's no words that really can make anybody feel better or anything like that. But you know, just kind of want to let the seniors know, you know, it's you think it's an ending for you, but really this is a beginning for you, that you're going to go off and start a new chapter in your life, and your coaches have molded you and along with your parents and helped you out, and you know, you're going to be just fine. And just like to wish everyone good luck and stay safe out there, and go Spartans.
Hey everybody, Adam Harris, Ravenwood boys head soccer coach. Just want to mention 2 quick things about everything that's going on. The first thing is when I talked to my seniors about what they missed most about the spring season, every single one of them, the first thing they said was their teammates. So when we get back out there, and we're going to get back out there, just enjoy the time that you have with your teammates and your coaches and all the people that support you as you play youth sports. The second thing is take every opportunity you can to play, whether it's practice, games, working by yourself. and enjoy those moments because you never know what could happen. It could be an injury, sickness, something like this could happen, and it can be your last time playing. So take advantage of every opportunity. Hope everybody's staying at home, staying safe. See each other soon.
Hi, this is Coach Amanda Franson from Fairview High School, and I just wanted to give a shout out to our volleyball team. I know that this is a really tough time, and that even though we were fortunate enough to make it through our season and record another historic season, I know it's really tough on you girls right now, missing club, you're missing a part of your heart, and those experiences that go along with travel ball and club. And I just wanted to remind you that this is something that you cannot control. Do what you can control. Take care of your body, whether that be getting enough sleep, eating well, staying healthy and exercising. Just keep doing what you can do, what you can control. And we're gonna come out of this stronger and tougher.
Hey, this is Coach Carolyn from Franklin High School, and I just wanted to take a minute to recognize our track and cross-country seniors. We really hate that we didn't get to see you perform this season, but we know you would have set a ton of PRs, and some of you did anyway. To the throwers and sprinters, you guys were great leaders for all the other kids on the team and helped develop that side of our program quite a bit. We wish you the best of luck in the future. To Maggie and Julia, y'all were great leaders for our girls teams this year and helped both teams, cross and track, make a lot of strides and set us up for a big future. Evan and Isaac, you two were great leaders for your team. You helped us become back-to-back region champs in cross country and got us to the #1 ranking in the state. Your dedication and your work ethic was appreciated more than you know. So to all the seniors, we wish you the best of luck in this next phase of your life, and we hope you stay in touch.
Hello, this is Coach Buchanan from Independence High School softball. Here to give a quick shout out to our seniors, Josie, Gracie, Bailey, and Megan. They have been just an unbelievable asset to building our program these last 3 to 4 years. I'd like to tell them to keep their head up. This is just another example of a life lesson that you got to keep your head up, not quit. Just worry about the things you can control and don't worry about the things that you can't control. Just keep going straight ahead.
Hello, Yellow Jackets. Dr. Jones here. I wanted to say congratulations on a historical year of athletic accomplishments. From state championships to state runner-ups to the numerous all-state athletes, you have set the bar even higher for all future Jackets. I speak on behalf of the faculty and staff when I say that we are proud of you and the resiliency you have shown in the face of a difficult situation. Take each lesson that athletics has taught you during your high school career, be the light, and continue to represent your Fairview High School community well. Best of luck on your future endeavors. I know that you will have numerous moments of greatness as you pursue your dreams. Congratulations.
Hey, this is Kevin Sizemore, the girls soccer coach at Fairview High School. Just want to say thanks to all of our soccer players this year. We were able to have our season this year, which was thankful. And I know that not being able to play travel and not be able to work out and all that stuff has really impacted a lot of our girls. So just keep in there, keep working on your own. Know we'll get through this and we'll be back out on the field as soon as possible.
Hey, this is Matt Balzer, Independence High School tennis. Wanted to say a quick message about this year's graduating class, the class of 2020. We had 13 graduating seniors this year on the team, and by far and away the most successful group of seniors that I've ever been able to coach. I'm looking forward to this summer and hopefully catching up and being able to celebrate you correctly. And also to the team that's returning next year, let's get going and let's start off the season great next year. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mike McGlory, head baseball coach at Independence High School. Unfortunately, 2020 did not end the way we wanted it to. However, we're going to say goodbye to 3 seniors. First one being Kobe Creed, who's a 2-sport star here at Independence High School in football and baseball. Second one is our starting shortstop, Slater Shield, who's going to attend Union University in the fall. And also the third one is Robert Hassel, 3-time Willco Player of the Year. He's going to go to Vanderbilt. These guys have been part of last 3 years, 79 wins, a .718 winning percentage, a state tournament appearance, District 11 3A tournament championship. We're very proud of these guys. Cannot wait to see what the future holds for them. Thank you.
Hey everyone, this is Coach Kirsten Mello with Brentwood High's girls soccer team, and on behalf of Coach Maggie and myself, we want to say congratulations to all of our Willco's nominees and to all of our 2020 graduating seniors. The legacy that this class has left behind them is far greater than any one season could ever depict, and we just want to say how proud we are of you, and to our 6 seniors, Ellie, Kate, Maddie, Morgan, Olivia, and Sydney, know that the 6 of you will be greatly missed by your coaches and by your team, but that we cannot wait to see what you do the next 4 years, continuing on with your athletic and academic endeavors, and we look forward to keeping in touch with you. Congratulations, everyone. Go Bruins!
Coach McCoy, Fairview High School basketball. I just want to take a second to let my guys know I'm thinking about you. You're a huge part of my life. I miss you greatly. Can't wait to get back in the gym with you soon. I couldn't be more proud of a group of guys. You overcome so much this year to win your 3rd straight district championship. Your heart and spirit to compete left me and Coach Joe at all at times. Class of 2020, you went from district doormat to 72 wins in 3 years, our first AP top 10 ranking, and 3 straight district titles. That's not your greatest accomplishment. Your greatest accomplishment was helping to build a program that fills a once empty gym. You inspire youth to dream big. This virus will pass, your legacy will not. It's been a privilege. I love you guys.
Hi, this is Coach Patton, Nolensville Softball. I just wanted to give a shout out to our 4 seniors, Haley, Holly, Kylie, and Sammy, the first 4-year seniors in the history of Nolensville High School. Just wanted to thank you for all that you did for us for these 4 years and for laying the foundation for our program, and wanted to wish you the best of luck in the future. Bless you.
Hello, I'm Benji Gray, Athletic Director at Page High School. Congratulations to all the 2019-2020 Willco nominees. To all the Page athletes, thank you for your service and dedication both on and off the competitive field. To all the Page and WCS spring athletes whose season were cut short due to circumstances, do not let this tragedy deter you from the love and passion you've created for your sport. And to all the seniors throughout the county, congratulations. Thank you for making Williamson County one of the strongest athletic districts in the entire state. Congratulations, class of 2020. We wish you the best of success.
Hey Indy Nation, it's Dr. Patton and Dr. Weiss, and with your favorite, Miss Brandy. But we just wanted to thank you so much for everything that you have done and given to Indy and our community, and thank you for always representing us well in everything that you do. We wish that we had one more final senior night this spring with you, but we hope to see you soon.
We also appreciate all the hard work and dedication that you put into our athletic program. We hope you carry that hard work and dedication into your everyday lives, whether it's in college or in your career. And those athletes that are coming back to us, we hope you're still grinding, still getting better. We hope to have a full athletic season for you soon.
We love you, Eagles.
I'm Ricky Jones, coach of the Fairview High softball team. I know it's disappointing that we barely started the season that you've been preparing long and hard for, and then it was cut short. These things happen in life, and that's one of the things about sports. It teaches life lessons. No matter what happens, pick yourself up and move on to the next challenge. Underclassmen, I hope this drives us next year to work harder and bomb more as we prepare for the next season. To my seniors, Kendall and Kelsey, you have left a lasting impression on the team during these past 4 years. We see that you guys had a great love and dedication to the sport. I know you both will be successful and you have very bright futures. I want you to know that I am just a phone call or a text away if you need anything. Hope to see each of you soon, and go Jackets.
Hey, this is Coach Johnson of Franklin High School. First of all, I'd like to say congratulations to all the Willco finalists. Tremendous honor for you. Congratulations. Secondly, to all the seniors here at Franklin High School, we'd like to congratulate you on your careers here at Franklin. Our school year started out with such promise this year with our golf team winning their first ever boys state championship. And we had such high expectations for our sports in the spring, and we hate the way that things ended. Baseball was shaping up to have a great year, track and field, boys soccer, and the excitement we had surrounding our softball team with our new coach. And we hate that we didn't get to experience those teams and memories that we normally would. But we just want to say thank you. Best of luck to you guys as you move on to the next level or simply continue your education in college. Congratulations and best of luck.
Hi, my name's Jenny Stevenson, and I'm the softball coach at Summit High School. I just want to say thank you to our 5 seniors, Carly, Cheyenne, Taylor, Caitlin, and Mia. Thank you guys so much for your leadership over the years. I'm super proud of you guys for the things that you have accomplished at Summit that are recorded in scorebooks. But the thing I'm most proud of is the culture that you've built at Summit and the legacy that you'll leave behind. It's a legacy of sacrifice and selflessness and being a great teammate. And we are going to miss you guys so much. R2L, baby.
Hey Nolensville, the 2019-2020 school year has been one full of ups and downs. It started in the fall with a lot of success on the field. Our volleyball team won a state championship. Girls soccer was state runner-up. The football team made the semifinals. In the winter, we had the girls basketball team that finished their season in the Final Four. Unfortunately, they weren't able to complete their season. Wrestling made the state tournament as well. Then you look at the spring, we were off to a great start. Had some programs that were going to have a lot of success, which unfortunately our seasons got cut short. Just hate it for those seniors, but we're also very proud of what they've done and the legacy that they've left. To look at what they've done over their careers has been really cool, really fun to watch. Love you, Nolensville. Excited for your future, and go Knights.
Hey guys, Coach Smith here from Fairview High School. Hope everybody is doing well. Maggie and I just wanted to give a shout out to the track team, let you guys know we were really proud of all the work, effort you put in this year. Sorry we didn't get to show what we had. To our 5 seniors and the rest of the graduating class of 2020, we wish you the best. Can't wait to see the great things in front of you. To the rest of Jacket Nation, hope you guys are doing well. Have a great summer. We can't wait to get back at it next year. See you guys.
Hey guys, this is Coach Hughes with Fairview Football. I want to reach out to you seniors that are graduating. Wish you the best of luck in college. Appreciate everything you did for Fairview Football. I want you to know you guys coming back this year. I want you to stay in shape, be ready, and as soon as this stuff is over and it's safe to get back, I hope to see you out there. Go Jackets.